It's a very hazy morning on Saturday, February 23rd. We are on our way to Tavares to photograph the Orlando Northwestern Railroad, but on our way up we get caught by Q452 coming north. I'm kicking myself in the shins a little bit for this one, as the shot was a tad crooked, but I had about 10 seconds to set up, so I didn't really have a choice. Since we had already come inland a bit to the S-line, we thought we'd just take it northbound all the way north to Wildwood before making a straight shot east to Tavares. But by the time we made it to Bushnell, we had already gotten ahead of Q452 again, so we set up on the curve for a better shot. After 452's EOT cleared South End Bushnell, we made our way up to Wildwood, and nothing was there, so we made our way over to Tavares. We found the train almost immediately. Clinchfield 800 was leading north toward Eustis. As I wasn't able to explain earlier, the Orlando Northwestern is also known as the Royal Palm Railway Experience, and spends the day taking round trips from their station in Tavares to Eustis and Mount Dora. And in charge on the south end is ex-SAL GP9 number 1912. We set up about a mile north to catch the southbound trip. We get back to Tavares to watch them make a run out toward Mount Dora, but we don't chase them, as the locomotive to the left, an ex-Seaboard System GP30, begins to shove toward Eustis, so we go after them instead. these guys shove all the way up to Eustis. They load some other passengers on and they head back south toward Tavares. After catching those guys, we stopped and got something to eat. By the time we were done, the one train had already dropped off, loaded, and headed back to Eustis, and by the time we got back, the other train was making its way out to Eustis, and we caught them at the old Tavares depot. Straight to Eustis to catch them heading back south, and then something that I didn't expect happened. Number 1912 blew its horn, which was a P5 that I've been looking to hear for quite a while. They usually don't do this unless they're either starting or something of the sort, so here it is. Stuck around for one last outbound trip of the train going toward Mount Dora before we called it a day on the ONW. This would be it for our day on the Orlando Northwestern Railroad, but the day wasn't over. We still had many hours of railfanning left to do on the S-Line south. After going back west, we hit Wildwood, then Oxford, and we had no time before Q453 showed his face from the north. This was Q453, but this wasn't our original plan. We came to Wildwood to see Q442 mid-train passing Wildwood, so that's why we had to go to Oxford. But as I'm jumping out of the car, I expect to see lights flash, gates coming down, but nothing. And then when I heard Q453 at Summerfield, I realized they put Q442 in the siding to let 453 pass. And though you can't tell from the video because CSX was obviously too lazy to put it on the other side, the trailing unit on Q453 was the Seaboard Coastline sticker unit. But no time to focus on that, as Q442 is rumbling out of the siding towards Waycross. Onto that sticker unit. Not all hope was lost, because Q453 always rumbles to a stop at Wildwood to switch the yard, and this was the perfect opportunity to get a small pan shot on the unit. Q453 switched the yard for about 20 minutes, and immediately after, they got permission and headed south toward Miami. By the time they got going, those two AC-44s wasted no time getting that 11,000-foot train up to speed. Though you can't see it from the angle that we're at, but just beyond that brush was a local. A782 was waiting for Q453 to get out of the way so they could power their way into the yard. It was about 5:30, and we had no intentions on chasing Q453, as chasing anything south from Wildwood was pretty tough. But we didn't intend on catching this either.
To chase him south.
We stopped for gas in Bushnell on our way south, and then I hear Q441 calling the south end of Bushnell siding. So I jump out of the car, and gates are coming down as expected. And sure enough, Q441 flies through Bushnell at top speed. We waste no time at getting back on the road. With this freight headed from Waycross to Tampa, he's wasting no time, and neither are we. We're able to leapfrog him by the time Dade City reaches our path, and he gets there not 3 minutes after we do. And the last stretch of our journey from Dade City to Plant City. The chase continues all the way. Only about a couple miles ahead of 441 at this point, we roll toward downtown Plant City with a high green on 441's side.
Clear Stanton Junction, clear Plant City interlock. It's
City for not much longer, as QO46 was coming out of Tampa heading our way. He crosses the diamond, and that would end our night, as we didn't plan to stay out much longer than this. With QO46 headed to Jacksonville, that would end our Saturday for February 23rd, 2019. We went all the way to Oxford and back. It was a very long trip today, and we were headed to Chili's. So with that being said, at Plant City, Florida, this is Kotabeaner out.